All right, I think, okay, this is recording. I am going to walk you through my own self-coaching session. Oh God, the lights are hideous. Who knows if I'll actually ever send this out anywhere, but nope, it's bad. I am noticing that I'm feeling a lot of anxiety right now, and it's because I had a really great session with one of the people I work with. She combines Reiki and acupuncture, or acupressure, actually, and it's better than a massage. And yesterday we did some work. I had a session with her that I booked forever ago. And as you know, I've discussed, I'm recently getting over some medical issues, and I had pneumonia and then some complications, which caused some swelling around my occipital nerve in the back of my head. And so my friend said that when she was doing kind of getting a reading on me, she noticed that there was just this black block in my throat. And I find that interesting because for most of my sickness last week, complete zero voice. My voice went completely out. And that's happened to me now a couple times this year. And she also mentioned, and I don't even remember that I had said the word occipital to her. I think I just said, oh, I had some pressure on the back of my head. And she said, I noticed some things around your occipital nerve. And she said that my sacral was really lighting up with some good, like, creative juices. And I just feel like I'm so close to kind of getting through this fear, like dissolving this block. I'm really self-aware. I know that using my voice is a goal. Like last week, I really just decided for the rest of the year, this is my goal, is to really be heard. And so I'm just finding it really interesting. I announced that, right? I set that as my intention, and then this stuff happens with my throat, my voice literally getting blocked. And another one of the coaches I work with sent me a really great meditation on kind of asking your body like what it needs, which we do that a lot with EFT. And so I had a kind of a busy day today, and now I've got a couple hours, and I'm just realizing, like, I was like, okay, we're gonna go do some self work, and I'm feeling anxious, feel it in my stomach. So I figured that I would just do some live tapping. So I'm going to start just by tuning in and really remember, if there's like one thing that I want you to know, I want you to always keep in your mind. A lot of times people put the emphasis on, I want to shift this emotion on EFT. And yes, that is what we're doing, and that's of course what we want to do, right? But really the reason, the why EFT works is because we are accepting ourselves with that emotion, and we're letting ourselves feel it, right? And so when people are like, oh, this isn't working for me, it's usually, and I ask them about that, either number one, they're going way too broad and they're tapping on something, or they're just giving it lip service, right? They're not actually letting themselves feel what they need to feel with that acceptance piece. So just kind of, knowing that. And that's also why it's amazing to work with a practitioner, especially when it's big ol' emotions coming up for you, right? So I feel a lump in my throat, and I feel a lot of anxiety in my stomach. Might not even be in my stomach, might be a little above that solar plexus, which interestingly enough, Kaya said that my solar plexus seemed okay, but it was kind of like saying, like, help me. And I know I usually feel a lot of fear in my solar plexus, so I'm just going to start by tapping that, even though I'm feeling this tightness in my throat. I'm going to go with the tightness in my throat because that's probably about a 7. And the feeling in my solar plexus, actually, just kidding. Feeling in my solar plexus is about an 8. Feeling in my throat is a 7. So I'm going to switch and I'm going to focus just on that feeling in my solar plexus. So even though I'm feeling all this anxiety in my solar plexus, it feels like fear of what might happen when I release this block in my throat. I accept myself and I honor how I'm feeling, even though I'm feeling all this fear in my solar plexus. Fear of what might happen if and when I release this block in my throat. Right here, right now, I accept myself and I honor how I'm feeling, even though I'm feeling all this fear in my solar plexus. What will happen if I release this block in my throat? There's a part of me that's really scared to find out. And I don't know why. But now I'm just acknowledging that even something exciting can have scary components. Right here, right now, I accept myself and I honor what I'm feeling. I feel this fear in my solar plexus. I feel all this fear in my solar plexus. It feels anxiety, like anxiety. I don't know what will happen when I release this block in my throat. And that feels kind of scary. I'm just giving this a voice. This part of me that's really scared about what will happen, even if it's really good, when I release this block in my throat. I'm feeling all this anxiety in my solar plexus. So I'm just going to check in and I'm going to just make a note of what is coming up with me and kind of tuning in. So I definitely feel a reduction in my solar plexus and I feel more tightness in my throat. So I'm just going to go with that. So checking in, I feel this tightness in my throat. It feels about an 8. It feels like a lump when I swallow. I'm just going to let whatever needs to come out of me come out. So even though I'm feeling this lump in my throat, when I think about releasing it, I feel scared. Right here, right now, I accept myself and I honor how I'm feeling, even though I feel this lump in my throat. This pressure coming from my throat to my ears. Right here, right now, I accept myself and I honor how I'm feeling, even though I feel this lump in my throat. It feels black and tight, and I'm not sure what it's connected to. I'm asking my body to help me understand this, and I accept myself and honor how I'm feeling. I feel this lump in my throat. this lump in my throat. I'm asking my body to help me understand this. I'm letting it know I'm listening. I feel this black lump in my throat. I feel this black lump in my throat. I'm letting my body know I'm listening. Feeling this black lump in my throat. Just tuning back in. It's gone down. And what's interesting is I have time now to write some emails. And that's, so when I tune back into that, okay, let's go. And sorry, somebody texted and I got distracted. All right, feeling this lump in my throat. Okay, so when I think about writing those emails, I feel again this fear in my solar plexus and in my throat. So even though when I think about writing those emails, my throat feels tight. Right here, right now, I accept myself and I honor how I'm feeling. Even though when I think about writing these emails, my throat feels tight. I accept myself and I honor how I'm feeling. Even though when I think about writing those emails, my throat feels tight and I feel a pinch in my left temple. I accept myself and I honor how I feel. Feeling this pinch in my temple and my throat feels tight. Thinking about writing those emails. Thinking about writing those emails. And I feel this tightness in my throat. This tightness in my throat when I think about writing those emails. I don't have enough time to. I don't have enough time to make them sound great. So a little burp there. It's interesting. That's one of the signs of shifting energy. It feels like I don't have enough time. So it's interesting. I have an hour, and this email's almost completely written. So it's interesting that it wants to offer that I don't have enough time. So I feel enough of a reduction in some things now that I'm going to kind of switch over and just acknowledge this. And because I have an hour, I want to give myself the chance to work on this. And so now I'm going to do just still a little more clearing. And I'm going to then bring in some more positive language. So when I think about writing those emails, I feel a little nervous. I feel some tightness in my throat. It feels like I don't have enough time to do it justice. But it is possible for me to do this faster than I think and get it out there in the world to help somebody. When I think about writing these emails, it feels like I don't have enough time. Historically, I start writing and I get sucked into it. I don't want to have to pull myself out of it. I want that time to be uninterrupted. And I know me, and I know I get sucked into it. And it's possible that I get this out faster than I think, that it doesn't have to take me very long, that I know exactly what I want to say. And just by getting that out there in the world, however it comes out of me, will help somebody. I can believe that. I do believe that. I'm going to give myself the opportunity to get this out there because I know I can do it. I have a couple emails already written, ready to go. I'm taking a deep breath. I'm visualizing myself sitting in my cozy chair, my writing chair out on the lanai, finishing up writing this thing, knowing that I can just get it out how it wants to come out. And I can come back to alter that. I can do that. I am going to do that. I'm letting myself feel really good about it. I can totally do this. I decide how I want to structure my day. And I've already done a lot today. This gets to be a bonus. So I'm giving myself permission to feel good right now. I'm giving myself permission to acknowledge any stress or tension that might still be there, because I know this issue with time in me is one I'm continuing to work on. But for now, I'm feeling really good about my decision to spend the next hour working on this email and getting it out in the world. So checking in, I have some clarity around some timing stuff. And I know that that's kind of where my work lies. Setting aside timing to write. But other than that, I feel ready to go. So hopefully this gives you an idea of how I use tapping when something's right in front of me. You know, this kind of came up again. I had some like awareness around, okay, know what this is about. But just really sitting with and letting yourself feel that anxiety. Things got more tense before they went down. So I hope this was helpful. Feel free, tap along, do your own stuff. I know that we're all entrepreneurs here, and so sometimes I'm sure that everybody can relate to some part of that for them. So let me know how this goes for you. All right, have a great day.